Hi members, my name is S.L.Ager and I'm the author of the Cadwaladr Quests, the vocabulary novels and the supporting workbooks. You can see those just behind me there. I'd like to welcome you today to Agnes's amazing group. It's the 11 Plus, ISEB, SATs, GCSE and A-level resource group on Facebook. And this is our fairly new tutor segment, which is called Tutor Focus. And today I am thrilled to be talking to somebody that I know fairly well, and it's Sriram Mahabhashyam of XLEducation. Hi Sriram, how are you today?
Hi Sheena, very good. How are you?
Yes, not bad, not bad. A little bit warm. I shouldn't be complaining, but it is warming up now on this bank holiday. Fabulous. So Sriram, welcome. We like to keep the segment fairly brief so that our members, can get through quite a few of them. So if it's okay with you, can we get straight into the questions?
Sure, yeah, thanks.
Brilliant. Okay, so you're a little bit different, aren't you? Because you're not a tutor per se. So we'll find that out in a second. So what do you specialize in and where are you based?
So we're based in Reading, Berkshire, but obviously with the way things are panning out, our classroom-based sessions are based in Reading, but we are also available online now. We've got a number of online options, so kind of available, with a few options. And we specialize in 11 plus, not limited to, but mainly on the 11 plus, specifically preparing students towards the Reading School for Boys, Kenrick Girls School, and a number of other schools based in Berkshire who are preparing for the CEM or the Reading Boys format of the exam. But having said that, we kind of agnostic the board itself in terms of the way we coach the students. But obviously they need to be aware that different exams have different patterns, different requirements. So exam pattern is different, but we prepare them for, for example, if those who are prepared with us can sit a QE Boys or a Henrietta exam or a Kent Bucks, anything. But obviously they need to be aware of the differences between the exam patterns and the requirements for each board.
Sure, and obviously you and I know each other in terms of we've collaborated on the 11 plus vocabulary comprehension and verbal skills workbook. And I think at this point it's worth me saying that I've actually sat in on some of your lessons I've presented to your students, and I'm going to blow your trumpet here. You're very successful and very well known in this area, because a lot of people outside of our area don't realise that Kendrick and Reading School are very, very difficult schools to get into. And because you can't just pass and get in, you've got to pass with a high mark. And also the nuance of that is quite special to XL, I think. And you guys, from what I saw, have nailed that nuance, that understanding. And I know you have a very high success rate for that. But like you say as well, especially with the new format of Reading School, that format can just be flipped to lots of other schools, such as Henrietta Barnet, QE, the what we call the super selective schools. Cool. Okay, so the next question is usually how did you become a tutor? But obviously you don't tutor, you run XL with your partner. So what led you guys to setting up such quite a fairly large tuition company, really?
To be honest, it was a very casual conversation with my co-founders, Uma and Lakshman, just probably having tea or something. And then we just took off, not thinking too much about it. And a few months later, we've started our first session with about 30 students. And then here we are after 7 years, a few hundred students, and a very credible name to back us up as well, and probably one of the fastest growing names around Berkshire, I guess. But yeah, it was a very casual conversation that led to it. Obviously, I don't have a background in tutoring or anything, but it is very interesting how we, over the years had different, each year kind of was evolving.
You may not have a background in tutoring, Sriram, but I think you're one of the smartest people I know. You are, and you're my go-to really if I want to sort of sound things off about things that I'm doing. I really value your opinion. So thanks for that. So I've already kind of answered this a little bit for you, but now it's time for you to blow your own trumpet. So what would you say Excel's biggest strengths are, and what differentiates you from other tuition companies that cater for the schools that you cater for?
Yeah, I think it's a number of things, to be honest. I mean, be it our model, our honesty, I mean, absolute honesty in terms of how we do things, how we run things, probably not like a traditional business, but obviously, honesty in everything we do. I mean, there's no cutting corners, or, we make sure we're giving whatever is required in terms of the preparation. And then, the accessibility and the availability that, parents have with us, probably, I mean, we have parents calling us, messaging us 10, 11 at night and so on. So that I think that kind of gives them that option as well. Not just that option, but also sometimes that helps turn things around quickly. So yeah, that is one of the things. But more importantly, in addition to staff and the teachers as well, I mean, we're lucky we've got excellent teachers and staff helping support us on this journey. But I think more importantly, how we join all these up, and kind of we've got clear visibility about every student, what's going on in terms of the performance. I think that's where we would differentiate ourselves, and this allows us also to make this 11 plus have a more predictable outcome rather than just a hit or miss, which shouldn't be the case. It's not that complex a system. But if everyone is aware, they have all the information that they need, obviously, you can, to a certain extent, make it more predictable, this entire thing, this journey.
Yeah, I also, one thing that I know is that you provide your students with the very best resources that you can. And I'm not just saying that because you provide them with my books, but you, Sriram, you're so cutting edge when it comes to what's out there. I know that you hoover everything up and you make sure that what you provide is the very best and covers everything, because I've seen that, and that's what's so impressive about you. So well done.
Yeah, I mean, we have come up with our own resources. I mean, obviously we use quite a lot that's available in the market, but obviously I think we have kind of tailored things to a certain extent to the model that we can work with. And in certain areas we kind of improvised. We have our own material, in fact our own publications that will be coming up in the next few months as well, that will definitely help us, and I think hopefully will also be a good value add in the market. Yeah,
very exciting. And we'll talk about that. We'll give you a chance to talk about, because I know that you've got a smashing online platform as well, which is great, so we can talk about that in a minute. But we like to ask our tutors and our providers, and it's only one tip, Sriram, just one top tip from you to a parent to help their children gain a place in these very selective schools. So one tip.
I would say, I mean, parents obviously should be in this journey with the students and us kind of wholeheartedly and completely. And it should not be a partial effort. And more importantly, I don't think the child or the parent should go with the thing that, we get into grammar. If not, it's okay. Yes, it is obviously okay. 11 plus is not the ultimate target as such, but you put in your wholehearted effort. And I think this is very much an achievable thing. I think there's a lot of mystery surrounding what is there, what is not there, and all that, which I think if anyone pays a little bit of attention, I think it's very easily people can demystify this entire 11 plus journey. So I think parents, the more involved parents are, I think it's a great journey to have along with kids, because they're not going to spend that much time with their own children in years to come. But I think it's a number of life skills that they learn in the process, be it, reading, writing, the maths foundation and things like that. So I think the tip is parents should be more and more involved in this, at least during the last couple of years. Yeah. And then it will be a completely enjoyable thing rather than, a stressful thing, both for parents as well as students.
Yeah, I actually couldn't agree more. I mean, it's difficult for some parents because maybe they've got younger children, big families, working full time. I don't know, but I mean, who knows? And people sort of having to run a full-time job at home and lockdown. However, I was in the position whereby I could help my kids. And I couldn't agree more, Sriram. Although like your tuition company and a lot of my friends' tuition companies are fantastic, it's not a magic bullet. And any parent who just hands the success of their child over to a tuition company may be building themselves up for disappointment. I'm not saying they are, because some kids pass without tuition. But yeah, holding their hand all the way through, if you can, is critical. And I think the most important thing is believing, and like you say, demystifying, because if you believe you can do it, and I'm a believer of any child can pass this test if they've got the right background, focus, support, and attitude. And the kids that didn't, not many kids passed at my kids' schools, but the kids that did, their parents wholeheartedly just believed that they would and could and should. So yeah, I couldn't agree more, and it's a really great point, Sriram, on that. Okay, so we are moving towards the end of this now. So where can we find your resources, Sriram? Now, I know that you've got online stuff, but like you say, if you've got things coming out soon, please tell us about them and where we can find them.
The main website that we have is www.xl-education.co.uk. This is where most of the stuff that we do in terms of the courses, our mock exams, and other resources are available. But obviously, our publications will be coming up on a different website called XL Publications. And then, in fact, we also have a few things lined up in terms of educational technology, in terms of tools that can help aid any tutor, make it more efficient in terms of process and how they do things. I mean, a simple example being something like the OMR reader from the test that they conduct. I mean, it saves a lot of trouble, takes away the errors, human errors that are possible and things like that. So yeah, I mean, please watch this space over the next few months, and obviously there'll be a number of things that we're coming up with.
So did I just hear you say that you're going to be providing something to help other tutors?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of our, a slightly different business model, but obviously there's a number of tools that we are currently using and, testing as part of our own tuition, but things that also will be available, for others to subscribe and buy and try, obviously.
So tools that you've developed, that XL have developed?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so are we going to see some physical publications as well in the form of books?
Yeah, quite excited about our non-verbal that, should be available in a month or so. Obviously, we want to use it with our students first before it's available outside.
Yeah.
And yeah, a few other resources, comprehension and things that, we felt that, the key problem areas, whether they're real problem areas or not, but, everyone seems to kind of magnify those. So we kind of developed a few resources around that. Again, to kind of simplify the learning process. I keep using the word demystify because I think a lot of these things with a bit of a systemic approach can be, quite easily simplified. Yeah.
Absolutely. And at this point as well, I need to say that we're actually at the moment working on another vocabulary comprehension and verbal skills workbook for my second novel, which is Race for the Gold. So I can't wait till that one is finished too. The book has been so well received, Sriram, so thanks, because it just wouldn't have been possible without XLEducation. So thanks ever so much. Lovely to see you. Go and enjoy your bank holiday weekend now, now that we've done this. And I'll speak to you soon, Sriram.
Thanks, Sheena, for having me on. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah,
absolute pleasure. See you, Sriram. Bye.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye.